Yo, everybody, what is up? And welcome back to another episode of the APF podcast, episode 149. It is I, the most phenomenal man that shocked the system, aka the coach.
And that's your boy going forward. I hope you guys have a good start to your Saturday morning. It used to be Saturday morning cartoons, but they don't get anymore. But we got a good show, early morning show. So let's get right into it.
So, as we all know, the two teams are fighting for a West and Eastern Conference spot, and that is the Phoenix Suns, Phoenix Suns, the Dallas Mavericks, and the Bucks and the Celtics. Now, the Bucks and the Celtics, this series has been up and down. You can agree when I say that the Celtics are a better team, and not only a better team that they have had big leads and was able to blow them for the past like 7 games, as you can see. But last game, they did not blow the lead. They had the lead, and they just took off and never looked back. So, and also, Giannis has no help. He has no Chris Middleton. Drew Holiday, his the third in command, only got 17. Pat Connaughton got 14. He had like 44.
Yeah, 44 and 20 with 5 assists. 5 or
See,
6 assists.
I mean, that is all good. That's all good and well if he had help. And
Mm-hmm.
Chris Middleton being that second in command, not helping him out it is hurting him. And as you can see, the man is trying hard as hell. He threw up 30 shots. He had almost half of the team's total points, and still lost by like 10 or so, over 10 points. So Drew Holiday got to step up. He's got to have 25 plus, because if you don't have 25 plus, then the Celtics are just going to run you over. And the Celtics, on the other hand, they have everybody. They got Tatum, they got Brown, they got Smart, they got Horford, they got um, who else? They got They have Robert Williams. Is he playing?
Robert Williams was still injured with a knee injury.
Oh, okay. So they don't have him. They have I mean, they basically got their whole main squad, and they got their bench. So, and the fact that it came to 7 games does not surprise me, because as we can see, they dropped the ball, but they should have at least have had a commanding lead because they had their players. So I feel I'm going with the Celtics to win the game 7, because they simply have everybody, and not only they have everybody, if they can keep a lead, when they start blowing out the Bucks, and they can keep the lead, they can win. Is improving to showing that when they have big leads, they tend to lose them. And when they and that last game, they had a big lead and they kept it. So I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with the Celtics in 7.
Uh, you know, the Bucks really just need the help. Giannis had nobody who helped him. The Middleton, I'm sorry, Holiday had 17, like Hunter had 14, Brooks had 6. You had Jason Tatum who had like 40 something. I think Jalen Brown probably had a decent amount of points as well. But yeah, I mean, it's simple. Basketball sometimes is just really simple. If you can hold the other guys and allow the superstar to score, you can win that way too. And that's what happened last game.
Jalen Brown had 22. So,
Yeah, well, 22, and I'm sure somebody else on that team
and
had.
Marcus Smart had 21.
And there you go. I mean, sometimes it's just that simple. And you have 3 guys who scored 20 points. You only have one guy score 40, and nobody else scored 20. And Giannis at the end of games gets really tired because the way he plays is really tiring. He's great and all, but I've always said his issue is he needs to make it. He has to score a lot easier. Like Jason Tatum scores a lot easier. Uh, you know, uh, Clay Thompson, scores easier. John Morant, a hard way of scoring is driving in there trying to score. But um, I'm still think Milwaukee has a good chance to win, but Holiday's got to play better. They gotta get more from Brook Lopez. He's been basically MIA the last two games. They don't even play him at the end of games. They just play Bobby Portis, which is a good thing for the Celtics because I think that Brook Lopez, you can throw it down to him a couple times and let him work in there. Remember, Brook Lopez used to be a guy who could score. He turns a 3 point shooter, but
Yeah,
he
yeah.
still got some inside game that you see from time to time. But I guess due to the matchup and everything, they're like, you know what, we really don't want to play him at the end of games. Off defensive liability, drop coverage, just gives open threes for and mid ranges for the other team. Boston did a good job limiting the others, and Jason Tatum showed why he's a superstar. I've said before he's one of those 12 to 15 superstars, man, and he showed out. 46 points, 9 rebounds, I think 5, 6 assists as well. Shooting
Yes,
50%
yeah,
from the
for
three. I'm sorry, from overall 50%, like 40, like a high 40% from the 3 point. He shot well from the free throw line as well. He's a complete player. He's got counters for counters. He's long. He uses those arms. Uses his arm to get some space. And Drew Holiday could do nothing with him. And sometimes that's just how it goes. But Drew Holiday's gonna have to score more. You gotta have more points. Somebody else has to come along and score because, you know, without Chris Middleton, we're gonna need like 25, 30 points from Drew Holiday. You're gonna need it. Or somebody else has got to give you 18 to 20 from the others. Or Grayson Allen, Pat Connaughton, Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis. Somebody's got to give you 18 to 20, 18 to 25, along with Holiday's 25 to 30, and Giannis to really have a chance of winning. Because if that last game shows anything, they'll let Giannis go and eat. We've seen that. A lot of teams have actually decided for some teams, hey, we'll let this guy eat. We're just going to shut everybody else down. And that works. It's a plausible thing. You know, we're talking about the other game last night. You had a bunch of other guys helping out, Golden State, even though Curry did eventually end it himself. You had other guys on his team help keep the game close and help the Golden State close out the game. You had other guy out get a bunch of rebounds. You had other guys doing their thing. That's what you need on the team. A great player cannot beat a great team. No player is going to carry any team. Phoenix is not being carried by one guy. Dallas is being carried by one guy who still needs a team to win. Look at all the games they've won in any of these series, especially Dallas. It's because they have a team. The team shows up. Wow, we win the game by 15 points. Like it's not hard. But I'm picking Boston because I don't believe in Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday has now showcased to me um, consistent enough that you can count on him to give you that kind of production. He's going to need to give 25 to 30 points, or they're not going to win. Because I don't think Pat Connaughton or Grayson Allen is going to be able to shoot and make 7, 8 threes and score 24 points.
that's true. And at the end of the day,
Okay.
no one man can do everything on his own. You need a whole team. You need a system behind you, and without the consistent system behind you, then you're on your own out on the island. So
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I mean, I'll still say the Celtics in seven because they got everything. They just are a well-oiled machine that just needs to keep a big lead when they have one. And if they can keep a big lead when they have one, they will win and go to the Eastern Conference Finals again.
Yeah. I mean, they've been to Eastern Conference Finals a bunch since that core has been there, and I trust that core more than Milwaukee, especially with no Middleton. If they had Middleton, yeah, I would pick the Bucks because Middleton. I've seen Middleton. He's that guy who can get that mid range, the 3 point. He can go in the post, fade away. He really is the most impactful player on that team just because he allows Giannis to not have to do everything himself. People discredit Chris Middleton, but Chris Middleton's a top 20 player, and he's the X factor. He's the most important player. He may not be the most valuable, that's Giannis, but he's the most important player because you're seeing how important he is now. When Giannis is either tired or Milwaukee doesn't have can't get offense through their sets, you just give it to Chris Middleton. He can go 1-on-1. He's 6'7", and he can shoot over most guys, and he can get whatever shot he wants, get to a spot. So I think this series is showcasing why how important, that second star is to that main guy. That main guy ain't going to win no games. Um, I think, yeah, Milwaukee's going to totally lose this, and it is what it is. They should have lost already anyways, but Boston messed around, so
and choke leads. So that's
yeah, they choked the lead at the end of the fourth quarter, 14-point lead, and they choked it away. But they were able to keep it this time, so good for them.
So we're gonna talk about like one of my favorite series on the West, and that is the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. And as you can see from the box scores are basically somebody is almost blowing out or almost blew out somebody else. There's no consistency. It's basically Phoenix is almost blowing out Dallas, Phoenix blows out Dallas, and then Dallas almost blows out Phoenix, and Dallas blows out Phoenix. So from the last game, Devin Booker shot a lot. Chris Paul, as we say, did not shoot a lot and needs to shoot at least 15 times and got 13 points. And you have DeAndre Ayton who's taking 16 shots and made 10 of them, who got 21, who's the leading scorer. That is it's not a worried look, but is when Devin Booker is not touching 20 points and not taking an astronomical amount of shots, at least 20, then that is a problem in my eyes because he's not confident. He's not very confident, confident or whatever. And I mean, you can't really expect anything from the bench. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, benches nowadays are hard to come by. Where you got someone who's very consistent, like Jordan Poole, who will give you at least 20 points off the bench every other game or so. And let me go to Dallas. Damn. Okay.
Are we talking about last night's game here?
Yeah, yeah. I'm talking about Game 6 for the Dallas and Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Reggie Bullock shot. Reggie Bullock came up big and got 19. Jalen Brunson got 18. Luka got 33. This is what this is what you need. And Spencer Dinwiddie gave 15 off the bench. This is what you need to win games. You need to have starters going off, and you need to have like at least a bench person going off because you can't like we said you can't do it alone. And Luka took 26 shots, so he's gonna take majority of the shots, and he's going to make a decent amount of those shots. And from what I see is that they have to stop Luka. They just have to. I mean, it's easier said than done, but you just like what they did with Chris Paul when they stopped him after he dropped 28, and then he dropped like 13, and he dropped like what 14 the next game or something. They have to do that with Luca. You stop Luca, you win the game. You win Game 7. You don't stop him, they're losing. You
Well,
out.
okay, you can keep going.
Oh no, you had a. No, I'm gonna let you go. I want to see what you think.
Okay. Well, I think that they need to make sure. I think they can let Luca score a bunch of points. I mean, they let him score. He scored like what 40 plus, 35, 40 something in the first two games, and they won those convincingly because they held everybody else. And I'm not no. We're not here thinking that we're like some great analysts or anything, but I'm just gonna say this pretty simply. You need to stop the other guys because they're the reason why they've won those three games. Like Luca does his thing, but he has Jalen Brunson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Davis Bertans, and I think it was Game 4 of David Bertans. You know, Spencer Dinwiddie showed up in Game 6. That's what you need. That's what Dallas needs to do. If Dallas has people who show up, they'll win because um, Phoenix has been more than okay to allow Luca to go one on one basically. So they're telling you what their plan is. We're gonna shut everybody else down and let Luca do his thing. Yeah, it may score 40, but if we keep the other guys, it won't matter. And so for me, I just think Dallas needs help. And so I'm looking at Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm looking to Jalen Brunson first of all because they're guards, and then Dorian Finney-Smith, Reggie Bullock making threes, as well as continue to play good defense on Chris Paul. They've been able to basically, you know, suppress him these last couple games, as well as then Devin Booker didn't have a great game in terms of uh, last game because I think Luka outscored them both, as well as uh, assisted more and had less turnovers than both. So it's very important that Phoenix gets Chris Paul. Chris Paul's got to stop turning the ball over and he needs to shoot more shots. I just don't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
get it. The
That,
last
that's
couple
the
games,
that's the key thing. He has to shoot, and he doesn't. He's not shooting.
yeah, like
So,
it's really, really weird. He just does not want to shoot the ball like that. And it's really maddening. I mean, look, nothing you shoot like 20 shots, but you can't shoot like at least 13 to 15. These mid-range shots, I mean, he's just unwilling to shoot them, and it really, really unfortunate. But if they can just do that, that would be the best thing. But I'm picking Phoenix because Dallas has been unable to show me that they can beat them go on the road and win. They haven't gone on the road and win anything in this series. They lost last year's Game 7, with particularly the same team. Anyways,
oh yeah,
um,
they've literally lost every game on the road.
yeah, I mean, look, you had Jalen Brunson 6-14, Reggie Bullock 7-15. Yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie 5-7, 5-7. All shots were from three. You had Reggie Bullock obviously make 5 threes. You had and they, that's and Max Kleber made 3 threes. But if you look at Chris Paul, what only 7 shots. He had 5 turnovers. Devin Booker had 8 turnovers, 6 to 17. DeAndre Ayton played well, but I mean he kind of always gets a double double.
Oh yeah,
21 points.
the turnovers is what's going to kill. Is what's going to make Dallas win. That's what's going to kill
Yeah,
them.
that's what's gonna. Yeah, I mean Phoenix has so many. I mean Phoenix had
22.
22 to their 6. I mean, and I think they scored 29 points off those turnovers. Oh, that is a lot of points to give up. Um, it just really does just kind of suck. I really don't understand how you get like that. There are all my obviously plus minus was bad because they weren't playing well. They kept turning the ball over. Uh, what's it here? They had 15, 13, 15, 16. They had 18 turnovers from the starters. The starters are turning the ball over a lot. That's a lot of turnovers compared to Dallas. Simple as that sometimes. Um, but yeah, DeAndre Ayton, man, he always gets yeah, he got 21 points, 11 rebounds. I mean, just kind of normal DeAndre Ayton stuff. Jay Crowder gotta play better, gotta shoot better. Um, but Chris Paul needs to shoot more, and I expect him to do tomorrow. But I think Phoenix is going to win. I just don't trust Dallas's others to help Luca on the road. Luca has been good everywhere. Nobody else has helped him. So if he can get help, then they'll win probably. But until they show that to me, I'm still going to go with the Suns, tried and true.
I would also pick the Suns to win, and the only thing I have to say is if Chris Paul can shoot more and if they can lower the turnovers by a lot. I'm talking about by at least 10 over at least 10 less from last game. Then if they can at least get 10 turnovers total through an entire game for the game 7, they can win.
Yeah, I mean they'll win if they can do that. You can't average you can't have 22 turnovers. Like Golden State had that many turnovers, yeah, but but again, there's no John Morant to really punish those turnovers like that. Um, Phoenix did that. They got destroyed. They got 29 points is what Dallas scored because they have their team. Golden State got lucky. Even Golden State when they had John Morant, I remember they turned the ball over so much, still won. But that's kind of what Golden State does and the way they play, which I don't like. But yeah, Phoenix is not that type of team where they can turn that ball over like that and score at the level that the other team can score. They don't run the sets Golden State runs. They don't have a Draymond Green who can run the offense and shooters coming off screens and down screens and all that stuff that Golden State has. So Phoenix runs a very set, very methodical offense, and that offense only works if they can stop turning the ball over. I mean, to give away 22 possible shots and plus shots and possessions, that's a lot to give up in a basketball game, especially in a closeout game 6 you're going for. So yeah, they're gonna have to play better, but I trust that they will. And Chris Paul will be a lot more aggressive in game 7, you know. But
So
yeah,
yeah, I would hope so too, but you never know with Chris Paul. I mean,
yeah, you never know. I mean, I'm even surprised he really didn't do anything these last 2 games. They're really his shooting. Like it's so weird. Is that just the offense or whatever? It always boggles my mind when great players don't show up and shoot the ball. You gotta shoot the ball. Like Devin Booker may get the most shots, and I get maybe DeAndre Ayton had favorable matchups, so they went through DeAndre Ayton. But not, I'm telling you, the Dallas Mavericks are more than fine to allow DeAndre Ayton to shoot 16 shots and do what he do rather than Chris Paul. It's the truth. Like, yeah, DeAndre Ayton had a good game. They got blown out. Turnovers and Chris Paul not shooting is just not a good recipe. He's got to shoot the ball more. I know that may not be his game, but something in the closeout game, who kept the game close against New Orleans? It was Chris Paul. Chris Paul making 14 out of 14, shooting that many shots, kept the game within reach for them. Because if he doesn't do that, if he plays like one of these games, New Orleans will have forced the game 7. So Chris Paul's got to be more aggressive.
yeah. With that being said, from earlier, we're going to talk about the Golden State Warriors versus the Memphis Grizzlies advancing in 6 games as expected because John Morant is there. And John Morant was not there to give him that one extra help that they needed because I feel like he also had 30 in this game and Desmond Bain got 25. Dylan Brooks got 30. Dylan Brooks threw up 20 insane shots. I mean, bro, this dude was just shooting the ball like a madman. And that ugly jumper actually got 7 threes made. How does that even happen? I don't know. There's ugly jumpers out there that people still make shots, and it's insane to me how that even happens. Desmond Bain 9-16, 4-7 had a good game. Jaren Jackson had a terrible game. Oh my god, that man. His Memphis got some people that have some wacky jumpers, bro. I'm telling you, that think that they are that they're gods from three. Like what the shots he was taking was like, why? You're not like that, dude. Your shot does not allow you to be like that from deep. And this team has had like 5 people score, attempt like 10 shots, and only only like 2 of them had like decent percentages. Everybody else is just utter garbage from everywhere.
Well, technically, they all shot bad except Desmond Bain. It's just that Dylan Brooks was really good from 3, but overall his shooting was under 40%. So he didn't shoot well from an overall floor game. He was just good at one part of the floor. But Desmond Bain was the only one that was good from overall, and on an efficient shooting night. So props to him. Even though
Yeah,
he has
yeah,
serious back injury.
I mean, yeah, I mean he can look at a decent contract when it's time for him to resign if he decides to stay. But you never know.
Yeah,
People,
so, I mean, he's a starter there, so he should stay. They shouldn't be paying John Moran too much money. Well, depends on his accolades at the time. Like he's going to get a bump up because he's an All Star already. And then if he makes like an All NBA team in the next 2 years, he'll probably get like some crazy contract. But currently, they should be able to pay them all generally. Like whatever Zion contract he's getting, he should get basically the same contract whenever that happens.
And yeah, that's true because he put his back he put his life on the line, put his back out there for that team, and what you call it? He got 34 two games in a 47-point game. So I mean, if that doesn't show you what kind of guy he is on the court, then I don't know what will. So game six, Clay showed up, Andrew Wiggins showed up, Curry showed up. I mean, there's not really much to say other than they had the starters had 4, 2, 6, 9, 11, 14 out of 17 turnovers from the starters. I mean,
Yeah,
granted that the reserves only had 3 people that played, but the point is that the Warriors over like the last 2 games have turned the ball over so much, and they got the ass kicked last game, and then they won this game.
yeah, yeah.
So because the shooting because of the Grizzlies shooting is the reason why they won last game, and
Yeah.
because everybody shot absolute dog water except Desmond Bain is why they lost this game. They couldn't capitalize.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, you continue.
oh, and to finish off, I mean, there's not really much to say. I mean, everybody don't everybody played their part. I mean, Curry played his part. Clay played his part. Game six, Clay played his part. Andrew Wiggins played his part. Got 11 rebounds. Draymond got like 15 rebounds, 8 assists, and 14 points. Kevon Looney was a monster on the boards. Had 22 rebounds. He had 11. That man was everywhere. You could not stop him on the boards. He was just not boxing him out. You had 11 offensive and defensive rebounds. Andrew Wiggins had like 6 offensive rebounds and five defensive, and got a total of 11. So he got double double. I mean that game was doomed to be theirs. I mean, if you have stats like this, where you got 2 people in double figures doing double doubles, there's no way they losing. I'm, I'm sorry.
I mean,
There's no way you're beating that.
it was insane. I mean, Golden State had 70 rebounds, bro. I think you get 70 rebounds only in video games. This team had 70 rebounds in real life. They had 45 offensive rebounds. My
Yeah,
God. I mean,
45 defense.
Kevon Looney out rebounded all their bigs. Like, yeah, all their bigs. Pretty much out rebounded all their bigs. I mean, Steven Adams had 10. Brandon Clark had 4 and Jerry Jackson had 4. So he out rebounded all their bigs, and they're all taller than him and longer and built more. Um, and he had 22 rebounds. He had 11 in both offensive and defensive rebounding. He had 5 assists as well, and a block. Um, yeah, Golden State won this game because they hustled more. They got so many more possessions. They got 11 more possessions to shoot. I mean, that piles up. They didn't shoot particularly well either. They're 39%, 37% from three. Memphis was 35% overall, 41% from the from the 3 point line as well. And they are also not great from the free throw line, 13 of 20. But when you're getting that many more possessions to shoot, as we saw the lot with the when Klay Thompson made that three, they had like three possessions on that one entire
Yeah,
possession, 3 shots,
yeah, they
because
did.
they kept bricking threes and Kevon Looney kept going out. Kevon Looney was rebounding, and it was a smart idea by Draymond, Steph, to tell Mike Brown, look, let's put Kevon Looney in the starting lineup. We need some size, need some rebounding, and he was able to bang with all those guys, and that was really impressive. I thought he had the most impressive game of all the players on the court because to get 22 rebounds against a team that was a top 2 rebound team in the league, was just clean on the boards last game. It was really, really impressive and kept Golden State having possessions and getting the defense rebounding. Um, Really, only Clay and Desmond Bain shot the ball well at all into any kind of
Yeah, oh
real
yeah, they did for sure.
volume. Yeah, like only Clay and him. I mean, Steph did not shoot the ball particularly well from the
Well, I mean,
field.
then I mean, Andrew Wiggins shot decent.
Yeah, Andrew Wiggins also was the only other guy who shot well. towards the end of the game made some big time threes and played some good defense. But yeah, Golden State just showed why they have that championship DNA. And at the end of the time, I thought Memphis had a chance, but they started to miss shots and stuff like that.
It really all started when John Morant was out game 4.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were fine. I mean, they were fine in this game too. Like they were fine in this game as well. Like there's no lie. It was really once Golden State stopped turning the ball over was a problem. And if you look at the fourth quarter here, they shot 33.3% from both the three and the field, compared to Golden State's 42 from both the field and three, 42.9. So Golden State was a lot more efficient. Andrew Wiggins had the most points in the quarter with 10. Steph had 11. And Steph, when it came down to it, shot well in the fourth quarter. That's why I love looking at cores. The cores are important. Look at the entire game. Yeah, Steph didn't shoot one entire game. When it push came to shove, he showed up, and Wiggins showed up, and they took the team home, as well as Kevin Looney had 8 rebounds in that fourth quarter to cinch the game. As well as, wow, they only had 1 turnover during that quarter, and they were able to win the game. And Dylan Brooks did not shoot as well. Tyus Jones was not good. His runners were not falling. Desmond Bain played the whole fourth quarter, so probably, which is interesting to see. He actually never sat down. Klay Thompson, Kevon Looney played the entire fourth quarter, which was interesting. Jordan Poole didn't have a good game, but that's okay. They were minus 12. They got destroyed in that quarter. You know, I'm just happy for Andrew Wiggins. I think people are going to not realize just how important he was in this fourth quarter. The defense he played, as well as the shots he made. He made a lot of key shots to keep them up by 1 or 2. And, eventually, Steph Curry brought them home. Klay Thompson made a big 3 too. So, Golden State should be fine. They are going to have a couple days of rest because I think they start probably on like Tuesday, most likely, the conference finals. And Memphis, I mean, they're coming, man. Memphis is just like Golden State. Golden State had, lost to what was it, the Clippers in 2015, 14, and the next year they win the championship. Memphis is coming, they're there. And as Dylan Brooks said in the press conference, Golden State is getting old. And that's not no lie. That's the truth. They're getting old, but hey, they're still going to be good for a year or two. So we'll see. Better be careful, Dylan Brooks. You keep talking, you're going to be 28, 29 years old in a couple years. And if you haven't won nothing, you'll start getting old too. So, people start talking, man. You're the oldest one there. You're 26. John Moran going to be 25, 26. Same with Bain and Clark and Bain and Jackson. I'm sorry. You can start getting old too very quickly in the NBA. A couple years. Who's to say that Denver Nuggets don't come next year and with Golden State, and don't forget the Clippers. Be careful. This was the year, and you got close, but there's nothing else I can really say about this game. I just thought Golden State. I mean, they had 70 rebounds, most rebounds in the playoff game in 40 years, because that is insane, the level of rebounding they had. And shouts out to them. They've made their 6 conference finals in 8 years, and now we're just waiting. Golden State, Miami are waiting for their next opponent.
So with that being said, I mean, there's not really much to say about the Philadelphia and Miami game. I mean, that was in my opinion, a shit show and a domination.
Well,
James Harden
another
was
thing we
utterly
should talk about is James Harden is totally washed up, and he continues to never want to shoot the ball more than like 11 times. It's weird.
and I mean, even though they get lost by 9, but this is my god, bro. What is this? Uh, let's see. I mean, he shot the ball 1 time in the fourth quarter, played 10 minutes, and nobody said anything.
Oh, you mean
Nobody
James
told,
Harden?
yeah, nobody told it. I want to say something so bad, but I'm just keep it low PG. This CS played played 10 minutes and shot the ball one time. Did nothing else. Nothing else. I mean, Jesus Christ! This whole team, this whole starters scored like 8, 7. That's 15, 17 points. A total of 19 points, bro. No, 27 points across from like 5 people. What is that? What's going on here? What versus the Miami Heat? You know, everybody had to played a part. Everybody played a part in that whole quarter. But overall, they just got destroyed. They got mercifully destroyed, and all I gotta say is that trade was absolutely terrible. It did nothing for them. He should have probably he should have stayed in the Brooklyn, but I don't know. James Harden wants to play basketball. He's like Kyrie. He's playing basketball, but he's not performing. So, and Joel Embiid had 24 shots and made only 7. And yeah, I mean, you could just see it on his face that he was just unencouraged, dejected, defeated. Just he was just like, man, how many times am I going to be this close and just losing every time? Well, you thought you had a star to help you out. He was even more useless than Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons actually scored a decent amount. I mean, I don't really have much else to say about this disgusting series because it's it's just, it's just it's just amazing how Harden can be dominant, scoring at least like 25, and then turned around and just started falling down, or started declining on the line graph. So
Yeah, Doc Rivers is going to keep his job, which I'm happy
why did
about.
he not tell him to shoot? That's the thing.
I mean, you can tell a guy to shoot, but I mean, I don't know if he's even if he wants to shoot, if he's even really motivated. Who knows? I don't really understand the guy. Like Joel Embiid is really hampered, and the team needs you. Like you're the second best player. You need to shoot more. I mean, other games where he kind of failed, he didn't play well. At least he shot the ball a bunch. I mean, now it's yeah, we'll fail, but I'm not going to shoot the ball as much because I don't want to. And then he goes out and says in that press conference like. I pass the ball, but then come back for me. If you call for the ball, they'll give it back to you. I mean, those guys on that team have to be looking at him sideways like, can we really win it, this guy? Because he's showing an indifference. I don't know what's worse. Having the Ben Simmons who don't want to play with you and saying all kinds of stuff about mental health and all the issues, which fine, I guess, or have a guy who's playing healthy and is seemingly not interested in doing the one thing that he's always been able to do, which is shoot the ball. I get it. Maybe he's a little bit down on himself because that step back three is useless. I mean, straight garbage. Um, but you've got to shoot more than like 11 shots, man. One shot in 10 minutes of play in the fourth quarter of a closeout game. I mean, that's why when I was listening to Shannon talk, he don't want to say that he quit, but it sure looked like he quit. How can you play 10 minutes of a quarter and not shoot only one time? One time. How many minutes did Joel Embiid play? You know,
He played like what 8 or 10.
8 minutes. So there was 2 minutes of time where you didn't have him on the court, and that's a lot of possessions in
Yeah,
basketball.
he
And
played
he
9:35. So
played 9:35, so only maybe one or two, but only one shot. I mean, who? I bet Tyrese Maxey shot the most because I think
yeah, he did.
Tyrese Maxey was there, and Tyrese Maxey can be your best player and win games. You got. I mean, only 11 shots. I mean, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully next. I'm very very disappointed in James Harden, but he's been disappointing for a long time, anyways. I mean, it's really sad. I don't know if he should have stayed in Brooklyn. He was really done with Kyrie, and I get why he kind of left Kyrie. I mean, he didn't think what would happen, which is basically they would remove the mandate. But I mean, he sure knows how to leave places, and he almost got Doc Rivers fired.
But they did the right thing. I thought keep Doc Rivers. I don't even know who you could hire to improve this team, anyways.
Well, it's keep Doc Rivers and trade Harden.
I
Trade
would
him.
still, yeah. And Harden's already going to opt in. They said so. Fine. I would not pay him a 5-year deal. They shouldn't, and if they do, they're foolish. And all Philadelphia fans should destroy the owner and and Daryl Morey. But next year, he's got to come in shape, and he's got to show me a level of aggression that he hasn't shown in a while. Jim Butler's the same age. Jim Butler's playing well. He's shooting a bunch of shots, efficient way.
Well, Jimmy Butler got a different mentality that he's going to go out there and put himself out there on the line and
It's
do
true.
what he has to do to help and
Yeah,
win games. That's the
yeah,
difference.
yeah. That's the difference, and that's why he keep himself in shape. Why can't James Harden do it? Steph Curry's still in shape. Steph Curry's still blowing past people. I mean, this guy can't blow past anybody anymore. Steph Curry's still blowing past guards, Dylan Brooks, Zion Williams, all the bigs on Memphis. He's 2 years older because he keeps himself in shape. You gotta keep yourself in shape. There's no reason why he still shouldn't be able to get past guys. Okay, maybe he needs to. That's what he needs to do. Stop going to the club all the time, man. Maybe cut out a lot of drinking. I mean, it's just insane. But yeah, I have nothing else to say other
Yeah.
than Joel Embiid's in trouble, man. He got one, but he's in trouble. He went from a guy who don't want to play and all of his feelings to a guy who don't care no more because he's got like $200 million he been making already made. He's one of the richest paid players in NBA history in terms of overall money made. So that's I think that's a worse problem. It's one thing to deal with the guy who don't want to play. Fine, he's not affecting the team. But you've got this guy who only had two, 3 good games, one good playoff game, and the rest of them he was like absolutely lethargic and did nothing. So I much rather not have him on my team than have him on my team because I think they've had a better shot beating Miami without him. I'll just be honest.
And I also have nothing else said. We said what we said, and now we're just waiting for the conference finals. And
Yeah.
with that being said, this has been another episode of the APF Podcast, episode 149. It is I, the most phenomenal man that shot the system, aka the coach, signing out.
It's your boy going forward. If you enjoyed this short little podcast, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Nobody rates anymore. Um, click that arrow down below for all the links in the description, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's beautiful Saturday. I'm sorry, and Sunday when it comes. And we'll see you next week.
And we out of here. Ah!
Later.